Game one, NBA Finals in the books last night. Naturally, we're going to start there. And with the dance. The dance. Nez and I combined for 0 teams in the finals, despite being all over the Heat and the Lakers there. So that's it. End of segment. End of the dance. We can move on to the puppy.
Yeah, the takes started off real nice in the dance. Get the Lakers. They're so cheap. Anthony Davis in the last round, LeBron in the last round. Started off hot. And then the second part of that thesis was, I don't really believe in the Denver Nuggets, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Does anybody believe in the Denver Nuggets? Like, really? And now they could probably win every game by double digits and sweep. Don't even need to play game 4. Like,
man, it's literally, it was, hey, they're only 7 deep. You got to be deeper than that to make it through the finals. And it's just like, no, you don't. We're totally fine with just running this lineup over.
Everybody's
and over.
7 deep. People are lucky to be 7 deep. And it's just like, oh, there's no way they're gonna, and they just bowled through everybody, and they're gonna bowl through the Heat. I would love for it to be a series, of course, but there's just no way this is gonna be a series.
I really didn't want the Celtics to come back from like 3-0. But for the good of the finals and for the good of basketball, I really wanted to see Celtics Nuggets opposed to seeing this. And like, the Heat are a great story. The Heat have been a lot of fun up until this point. They were 1 game away from elimination in the play-in games. But man, the resounding lack of depth that you see on like a Jimmy Buckets off night, like last night, just, they didn't get to the free throw line at all. They had 2 free throws all night. Nobody was in foul trouble. I mean, it was just the softest basketball game. Like, for a finals game 1, that game was so soft. Like, Aaron Gordon was doing whatever the fuck he wanted. The Lakers made Aaron Gordon invisible, right? And Aaron Gordon was doing anything he wanted in the low block for the first 22 minutes of that game. I don't know.
It's a Jokic effect. I mean, he just has so much gravity, and they have no one. And then because of that, you force them to give Cody Zeller NBA Finals minutes. It's over. It's over. Like, it is literally not going. Watch it actually be a series. Like I said, I want it to be a series, but like, dude, if Cody Zeller is giving you NBA Finals minutes, you're done. You're done.
Right. Yeah. Haslam's coming off the bench, baby. Here we go.
Yeah, man. I don't. and is Jimmy like? Jimmy looks really tired. So maybe these 2 games off could be helpful for him. Like, I'm wondering if he's like potentially hurt. You know, like, is he dealing with an injury or something?
He's probably. I mean, he's been playing so many minutes. He's been carrying that team. They've played the most games at anybody so far, right? Yeah. I don't know.
Here's to hopefully a better series, but I just do not feel hopeful.
Yeah, I mean, there's just something about leaning into like Caleb Martin, Highsmith, and these auxiliary pieces that are fringe rotation guys if they're on the other team. You know what I mean? And then just, the wheels have to fall off at some point. But man, it's been such a fun ride, such a good story. But I can't see it come to fruition. They're just not deep enough. And like, the way that they played zone defense against the Lakers, like, it kind of gave them fits because they were kind of forcing the ball. Against the Lakers, against the Celtics. The way that the Heat played zone defense against the Celtics, where they were kind of like forcing the ball out of Tatum's hands at the top there and making the auxiliary guys make shots on the outside. Like, the difference with the Nuggets is like, all those guys, like Michael Porter Jr. had a bad shooting night last night. If he hit all of those wide open threes that he just had, like this game could have been, they led by 24 at one point. They could have led by like 34 at one point.
Yeah.
Just given the quality of looks that they were getting over and over again.
And I think maybe we are underselling too. I mean, me, I say we, more like me. Maybe I'm underselling the return of Tyler Hero. Maybe a little Tyler Hero
right?
Well, spark plugs all this team needs.
I mean, I hope so, because it was
He
part of the
helps.
thesis. It was part of the thesis with our team that finished in third that didn't get through to the finals. That would have been the boost that we needed.
Yeah. I wonder what 2 Miami Heat pieces on a big dance or waltz final team earned you. Did you get an extra like $50 in the final
Yeah.
because you finished just above the rest of the zeros? Like,
Yeah, literally, right? Man, okay, I need to hit on this because I didn't even know this. I was reading it in the Discord.
pardon?
Chip has a team that looks like this, and he sold half of it. This is
really?
great.
Really? To who?
I don't know.
What
we
do you-
need
is-
more
does he mean
details, guys.
sell,
We need
like,
more details in the
Does
chat.
he mean sell literally, or did he like sell half of it by like selling by like punting it and drafted a bad team? I'm curious what the details are there.
Yeah, we need the details because I think he literally
did what?
Okay, so pre-game 7 of Eastern Conference Finals, I imagine, he sold it. He thought the Celtics were going to win. This is what we've been talking about in the past, where like, you know, I've talked about it in the poker market where you like sell percentage of yourself and sell shares and stuff like this. I think there's a sick secondary market for selling rosters, especially when it comes like BBM time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the price points and dollar figures would be like too high to exchange, but just selling EV to like other players and stuff could be crazy fun, right?
Yeah.
He's currently losing.
How are we losing money out of this transaction?
Okay, so how much did you sell it for, Chip? I need to know more details here because this is a fun exercise. Because we've talked about this as like a pure hypothetical of doing this, right? There's a lot of trust in just doing it from peer-to-peer style like this. But if there was a third-party entity of site where it was legal to do this and you could post your team on Underdog, right? You post your BBM team that is in round 2. It scored X amount of points. Someone likes it more than their own. There's like an equity swap. There's a trade of teams. Like there's something here where like this is just the tip of the iceberg because I hadn't heard anyone do it definitively yet. So this is a fun exercise. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I mean, like, what's stopping you from like putting it on eBay and like
right.
You know, like nothing.
Yeah, just you need a forum to be able to do so that like holds up the transactions, right?
Right. Yeah. The terms, the agreed terms.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. So sold half of it for 350, probably undervalued it, but I thought the Celtics would roll. So
you're not ever losing money though, because like you get 50. Like if you win, you get 50% of the prize, right? So like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but he sold the equity, so he's losing the perceived EV, right? So what he made a bad transaction because he sold the EV he sold the EV undervalued.
Yeah,
because like that team's equity if
so
they get through
the team is clearly
so
winning. The team is clearly winning right now 1,800 because he's losing 900.
Right. Yeah, that's the thought process. But the ceiling of that there's some EV is way higher.
Oh, obviously, yeah. There's some badass teams in the dance finals, so I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't.
Can we look at the dance finals?
No, because I'm a loser and I'm not in it.
that was one pitfall. I thought it was a funny bit to start the show with. It's like, we're gonna look at our dance teams and it's over.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
No, we're not. Whatever
the
happened,
Lakers are frauds.
Whatever happened with the 250 team that we did with Pete on stream there? How far did that one make?
We made it to the finals, to the conference finals. No, we did not. We did not make it to the conference finals. Sorry. We made it to the semis. I had 2 advance, and we were short. It's loading right now. Oh, we barely missed the conference finals. We missed the conference finals by 40 points.
Okay.
And that team had we had Malcolm Brogdon, Jaylen Brown, Jimmy Butler, and no Bam. So that team was just like, we just wanted to get out of the first round. I couldn't let Jack Settleman beat us in the first round, so we went for the advance rates.
Yeah, this is what we were trying to do. Just sneak something through like this, where you have like a Jokic team
There you
where
go.
nobody else has anyone left, and you just hope to just keep laddering up to beat the zeros, and you just chop a little bit higher than everything else.
Oh God, I'm jealous. I'm jealous, man.
That's good. Yeah, here, Chip. Yes, please do. Please
Yeah,
do
or just like
send
some
me.
nasty teams that are in the finals or something. Like it'd be cool to look at.
Yeah, cool. We'll look at something like that. We were gonna do some smart football guy stuff. Not that we're not going to. We're gonna do some puppy. We're gonna talk about the time box stuff, contest versus like BBM. I think that's gonna be a very hot topic this year that wasn't a prevalent topic last year. I think everybody talked about NFL best ball, and it was just kind of all in one bucket. It was like, here's the best ball rankings, here's the best ball, whatever. And now even ETR this year has like segmented all their rankings into sites of specific, which is phenomenal, right? And then there is also going to be, I think the next step of that is going to be, hey, if you're drafting in this isolated window of time for puppy, poodle, blah, 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 I think our rankings have to change greater than we're currently giving credit in the market by just having like underdog specific rankings. I think that might be the next iteration. Do you agree with something like that, Nez, or do you think it's redundant?
Maybe a little redundant, but I think for certain guys, I think there are clear players that you can look at and say, these guys are less valuable in a time box contest. That is really the only way I really look at it. I see guys, I don't see like more value to be had on certain players in time box contests because like you don't get closing line value. But I think, well, I mean, perceived closing line value, but so does everybody else. That's the whole point, right? I think with BBM though, it make like just for a quick example, like Javonte Williams. I think Javonte, like he's still a fine pick in a time box contest. However, clearly, in my opinion, like just when you think about it for game theory purposes, a way better pick in BBM. Where if we get more and more bullish news on him, he looks better and better in practice, then he's going to vault up like 25 spots and he'll be a pick 70 instead of 95. But in like the chow, unless there's like slows going and the steam really kicks in, everybody's going to get that same value. So like there's still value to be had, but it gives you, it's less, equitable. I'm not even sure the right word to less advantageous, I guess.
Yeah, less advantageous is a good way to put it. Yeah, I think that's a really sharp point. And I do think that's exactly kind of where my mind went as well, is like where everyone who has Javonte Williams right now in this contest is going to have him within like a 15 pick ADP range, right? So even if we get some really bullish news and he outperforms that ADP and whatever, everybody took him in that threshold. So you're not getting like as much perceived leverage on the entirety of the field, right? Everyone's playing within the same parameters. Yeah, I don't know how it changes my like approach necessarily, but I just think it's something that, someone smarter than me is going to do some good research on that and, put some data behind it, because like everything now is just like, it's so data driven and whatever. And I'm not sharp enough to figure that stuff out. But
yeah, I mean, I guess maybe some potential value in doing 0 RB in a time box. And maybe, getting just like shooting a ton of bullets. Like I'd maybe do a 2.862 or something in the puppy 2. Just try to mix it up, get some different RB2s that people aren't targeting a ton.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, raise it with a really nice team there while you were speaking there. The kind of I don't know what you'd prefer to have right now. Like that's
I wonder what that nets you right now.
There's around 23 full rostered teams with Jokic in the finals. I mean, yeah, it just kind of feels like if you don't have Jokic, you're dead now. How about the going back to the dance for a second? How about the wings narrative? How we all talked about when the contest first dropped, the scarcity was at bigs, right? And then when they revamped the contest, changed the positional designations, the scarcity was at wing. And now like wing doesn't really matter because everybody who's kind of got a team that's left and live and whatnot had Jimmy in like the 8th, 9th, or 10th round.
Yeah.
Like it's very interesting.
He was such a skeleton. He was such a skeleton key.
Right. He was the thesis that we had with the Clippers, where the Paul George plus Kawhi late, because they filled that wings designation that you couldn't get wings on anybody else unless you took Durant, Tatum, or Jaylen Brown early, right? Kind of interesting there. I'd be really interested to see from like the leaderboard and stuff if people were able to get, or even if people attempted, because I highly doubt anyone was able to get full onslaughts of either side through. I just don't think the Nuggets played enough games or had enough like spread out scoring. So I think like the best teams left, if I could just guess, would be like some combination of like what Raise It has with these four, right? And then they were able to tack on a late piece from, or like late in terms of like below ADP, above ADP, when you get value of ADP, from the Nuggets side, like a Bruce Brown, who's overperformed his ADP up until this point, like had a couple really nice games last series.
And the thing too with the Nuggets were really hard to get through as well, because they swept like 2 series.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like they were tough to get through. Like there's probably a lot of teams that were dead in the first that like probably had like killer finals
lineups.
Yeah, but just never got there. And like to your point, like a full onslaught of either team, like you would have had to gotten so lucky with your pods to get to sneak something like that through, and also be like kind of a maniac, because nobody like the Heat are here. Nobody thought like the Heat would beat like the Bucks. Like truly, like I don't like that Giannis injury just changed the whole course of the entire playoffs. Like it just completely threw a wrench in everything. Like there's probably a lot of like Nuggets and like I think I had a couple of like Denver with the Giannis teams that like would have crushed, but
well, I mean, it just speaks to the variance in these contests where we think we know, but we don't know, right? Even in basketball, like we were saying at the start of this contest, we were saying that like, hey man, basketball's so much more projectable. It's so much more predictable than like the NHL playoffs, right? We were doing the Zamboni stuff and we're like, anyone can win. The Kraken can go far. Florida can go far. Like, look at this. Boston was knocked out in the first round, and Florida's
the best regular season team of all time. That is not hyperbole.
Right. And they lose game 7 at home in their own building to the 8th seed. Right.
Well, how about that? How about the playoffs that Boston had as a city?
Yeah, no doubt.
Variance kind of coming around.
Yeah. And then I was, you think about it through that lens, and we were like, yeah, we can build teams in the Zamboni that look like this because that's a path. But that path probably doesn't exist in the NBA. You can't beat Giannis, blah, blah, blah. And then you look at this magical Heat run where it's just kind of like misfits plus Bam and Jimmy, no Tyler Hero the entire time. And they go through Giannis getting injured. Then they go through Randall getting injured with the ankle, plus Jimmy getting injured as well in the beginning of that series, missed game 2 with the ankle, right? And then they go Eastern Conference Finals, steal them on road court there. They steal game 1 again for the 3rd series in a row. And then the game 7, Tatum gets the ankle. So it's kind of like, man, even in hoops, when we thought it was so projectable and so clear cut and so linear that, hey, it's going to be Nuggets versus either Warriors or Lakers, and then it's going to be Celtics versus whomever else can dogfight it out in the East, we didn't even end up with that. And it's just, I don't know. It speaks to the variance in these contests where we just literally throw ADP out the window when we're drafting these playoff contests, and we just find like smart paths to these two teams meeting that merge well.
Yeah, it's getting me excited for Gauntlet season already.
Yeah, like just already, right?
I did so much volume in the Gauntlet last year and all the playoff contests, and didn't win anything pretty. But man, it's getting me pumped.
This is kind of, it boiled down to like how many of the Lakers and Heat did you have, right?
Yeah,
and it's kind of funny because those were our two. Like, yeah, we're always going to mix in those. But to be fair, I didn't do a ton of them together.
I did none of them together.
Yeah, because my thought process was, you build out 2 teams, one East, one West, and then Lakers push you through, right? Yeah. Or late Lakers push you through, or late Heat are like a 3rd team and push you through, right?
Yeah, Jimmy was such a great value at wing, and I thought so was like Anthony Edwards too. Like I thought those guys were like really good. I always described them as rocket boosters, right? They help get you through, and then you just shed them. But turns out Jimmy is who you need. Jimmy was actually the spaceship all along.
Yeah, literally, right? Yeah.
Little astronaut memes for you this Friday. We're getting loose. We're getting crazy.
Yeah. Happy Friday, Joka. Good to see you. Yeah, we're here, man. Oh, Silas hanging out. Love to see it. Oh,
Silas
GA,
does love the
GA,
gauntlet.
we're here. Yeah. There's a reason Silas loves the gauntlet. Oh, you love that. Okay, here we go. Peek behind the curtain because we are too poor and bad to have access to the draft leaderboards right now. 9 teams splitting first. That's very logical. Yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense. That's kind of what the team would look like. And then I guess the diversification piece would be if someone added or someone was able to get Gordon instead of Michael Porter Jr. And if someone has something like Bruce Brown late tacked on or a Tyler Hero tacked on, something like that. This is incredible that there's a guy that has tied for first with Reggie Jackson.
That's like that's
that's peak.
That's like Karain winning with like Davis Mills as his QB.
Right? That's good. I like
Hunter Renfro. I remember the entire team. I could name it.
Here you go. Yeah, 9 teams tied for first.
That's a lot. Yeah, I wonder how much are they winning right now in first, because that's 100, 140, 160, 180, 200K, 200. That's like $220,000 split 9 ways is roughly.
I got you. Yeah, it's like 23K.
Yeah, like 23, 24K amongst all of them. Good for those guys.
Yeah, 24K. There you go.
God, I'm so smart. Stumbled over my numbers for 5
yeah, minutes. GA saying exactly what we were saying, right? Whereas like we took these guys as like, hey man, one-off guys you need to be the push-through guys, but we didn't think much of the teams, and those who stacked the teams are benefiting like greatly. Anyways, fun contest right now. We will keep tabs on it as we go. We'll talk, but let's get into, we were talking about football and we were going to have hopefully a guest today. Didn't work out. As you can obviously see, Neumy is not here. Neumy's away on vacation with the girl and her fam. So just the 2 misfits leading the stream. So we have no data or smart or analytically inclined things to say. So what did Nez and I decide to do when we were making the thumbnail this morning? We decided to put 2 grown-ass men on the thumbnail, and we are going to have the definitive grown-ass man draft. I don't know how many rounds we're going to go with this. We're going to use the beautiful interface of Underdog instead of the tiers stuff here to go ahead and do that, and I will keep track along the way. But this is how we quantify as we see fit, Nez. I think we both know. I think we both know what a grown ass man is. I think. But we will leave the floor up for debate. We will get the chat involved if they want to hear their opinions heard and or throw out suggestions and vote on said teams. But the real question is whom is going to go first here, Nez? How would you like to do that?
I think since you're running things, I think it's only right that I start as the guest.
Okay, you're the guest. You go first. You're little age before beauty or beauty before age kind of scenario here. Are we going to snake draft it? Or are we just going to go 1 for 1? Okay, we're going to snake draft it?
Yep.
Okay. You think the 101 is that powerful in this contest?
Well, I mean, the one there's if we had Underdog ADP for a grown ass man tournament, like this would be the 1.1.
Okay.
Oh God.
All right. This is the definitive grown ass man tourney.
And 101, it's DK Metcalf himself.
Okay. I mean, I think DK, just in terms of stature, the abs, the jumping out of the gym, that kind of dynamic, I think it's very hard to argue with DK. I will say that the caveat to this game is they have to be in the underdog player pool. So we are not going back in time. We are not going, Aaron Donald can't be here. Camp Chancellor, these true grown ass men cannot be here. We are going underdog player pool only. Yeah, here you go. There you go.
Yeah, come on.
The chase down tackle, one of the greatest athletic feats ever. Chase down Buda Baker, knocked it out. That's a grown ass man move. I think these initial rounds are going to be pretty cut and dry, right?
I think so.
I am going to go with Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is just, the biggest, baddest dude at the running back position that maybe we've ever seen. And he's going to pull some dudes over. And then I'm going to go ahead and take collegiate teammate of DK Metcalf in AJ Brown.
Okay.
AJ Brown, those two, getting up there. They were the Terrell Owens light, those two.
Yeah. And no one's throwing, like, Derrick Henry could probably be like a defensive end the way he throws around defenders coming at him. So he was definitely, this is definitely the clear-cut top three. I think this might be where the draft really starts. I think you could make a case that this is really where things pick up. And I might be going a little off the board here, but give me a little Mike Williams for my grown-ass man.
I had him on my list. I'm not gonna lie. I had Mike Will on my list. I didn't think he'd go this high, but give me the case on Mike Will.
He passes the eye test. You just look at him. Yeah, you don't even have to say much. And the way that he plays the game, a lot of high balls, a lot of grown ass man stuff. 6'4", 220.
Yeah, same more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now this next pick, I was up between.
Mike is made of glass.
Yeah, right. Like that's definitely the knock on him. Like he's got a lot of injury. He's injury prone. He's got a lot of injury problems. This next one, you tell me what you think. I might have to sell you a little bit. Is Drake London?
Okay.
Drake London is a sneaky grown ass man.
Yeah, I think you jumped the shark on ADP with these two picks. I'm not gonna lie, but I think you're not wrong. How about that?
I think Drake London is he might be too smooth for people to actually know that he's a grown ass man. I think that's like what makes him even more of a grown ass man. The fact that he's 6'4", pushing 220. Drake London is that dude.
Okay. No, I respect it. Yeah. I do think people don't realize how big he is because of his play.
His lack of touches, because the Atlanta offense was so ass last year. There's no good highlights of anybody on Atlanta besides Tyler Algier.
Yeah, 100%. Hold on. I lost you there. Hold on.
John's got no audio once again.
Oh, there we go. I'm back.
Okay, sorry. I'll bite my tongue.
No, 2 times in a row there. That was weird. Okay. This is tough. This is a tough spot. I'm not gonna lie. I think I think of this bowling ball as a grown ass man. I think people think of him as a speedster. I like Debo. I like Debo as a grown ass man. When he's got the ball in his hands, he's looking to initiate contact. He is every bit stout. Yeah.
He's a bulldog. That's the thing. So he's stout, right? I kind of look at, when I think of like grown ass men, I am looking for guys usually over 6 feet tall. So that's why Debo didn't quite meet what my draft model that the scouts put together, that the nerds put together over at Nez Enterprises. And Debo didn't quite make the cut. We had him as a 5th round value. So we were going to try to see if he could fall to us. And obviously he didn't, but yeah, he's a bulldog. Debo, I love Debo. Don't get me wrong. But
okay. So maybe we're both taking our flyers a little early here. Like these were our sneaky guys. I'm going with a tried and true classic here. Man can deadlift 1,000,000 fucking pounds. I'm going with Nick Chubb.
Okay.
Nick Chubb is, quadzillas for days. Give me him. Give me Nick Chubb in a snow game. Nobody wants to touch that dude, right? Getting the ball 24
Yeah, you don't
times.
want to tackle him.
Yeah, nobody wants that Nick Chubb smoke. I think Nick Chubb was a good pick.
No, he was. He's on my list. He's on my list.
All
Nick
right.
Chubb. If you're gonna have Debo, you're gonna have Nick Chubb too. I mean, they're both like stout, like
yeah. This is the
type
wide. This is the girth team. This is the grown ass girth team.
I'm dead. Okay. All right. I'm ready. I got one for you. We're going. We like. We're going with some pass catchers here, but I'm definitely gonna mix it up a little bit too. But first one is David Njoku, tight end, Cleveland Browns. David Njoku is a grown ass man. You want to talk about there's a Michael Wilson quote going around from the Cardinals where they describe him as like chiseled out of granite. I think Njoku fits the chiseled category.
Chiseled out of. Is there a nicer thing you could say about a man other than chiseled out of granite? Like,
no, God,
I mean, it goes chiseled out of granite, hung like a horse, rich as fuck. Those are the three. Those are the three nicest things you could ever say about a man.
Fourth is BBM champion. That's the fourth nicest thing. Yeah, no, Njoku has the aesthetics like down. He might be a little too pretty to be a grown ass man just because he's like he needs a little bit more body fat on him.
Okay.
And next, this is a sleeper. We got Tony Rich himself. Anthony Richardson is a grown ass man, and he gets a little bonus points because he's a quarterback too. I mean, when you kind of put them side by side, it's like, and you got like a silhouette of them with Derrick Henry and Anthony Richardson. Many have been said they can't tell the difference.
Yes, in love with Michael Wilson.
I think
the whole fantasy community is right now. This is the After Dark stream in the morning, GA. The boys are a little loopy right now. I'm not going to lie. The boys are a little loopy.
6'4", 245 for
Holy
Anthony.
Shit. I had no idea he was that big.
I heard literally Derrick Henry.
I had heard
Derrick Henry.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is where like it's malpractice that like a guy like Cam Newton isn't off the board yet, but we're not going to go that route with he's in the player pool, but he's not in the player pool.
He needs to be able to score some points in the 2023 season.
Yeah, the honorable mention, think you're cheeky and think it's like you're trying to get cute off the board, would be like, yeah, I bet you if we look up his name, he's in the player pool, would be Cam Newton and Julio Jones. Those guys are Hall of Fame grown-ass men we'll put to the side. That one just went through my mind for a second. Okay, I'm going to double tap white tight end right here. There's been no respect for the white tight end on the grown ass man list yet. I'm going to take two angry motherfuckers, like two mean dudes who are going to just like hit you in the mouth, and they don't care if they get yards or not. They're just going to hit you in the mouth. And that's George Kittle. George Kittle, one of the best blocking tight ends, like combination of blocking tight end plus pass catching tight end maybe we've ever seen. Going to take him. And then I think people want me to take Travis Kelce right now, but I think Travis Kelce's he's a little too cute, He's a little too pretty. He's a little too whatever. I'm gonna take grown ass Mark Mandrews. Yeah. Mandrews right there, right in his name.
There you go. A couple 6'5", 250 tight ends. I mean, those are beasts, man. Those are beasts. Tight end is full of them. It's a little bit of a cheat code to go tight end, but those guys definitely are off the charts as far as grown ass dudes. Mm-hmm. All right, I think I got like. I think I maybe got two or three more left in me here.
I got a couple names still, I think.
This next one, I'm like I said, more leaning towards pass catchers here.
Okay.
Give me a little George Pickens. Can you please? George Pickens, to me, he fits this mold in two ways, right? He's a little bit childish, unlike a man, but to me, he kind of backs it up because he's so large in stature, and he's kind of a bully on the field. Like, he will just kind of like push you around and maybe throw a punch or two. That's in his bag of tricks. Pickens, to me, grown ass man territory, and I think I wish he could get a little bit higher than 200. I wish he was like 215.
Right.
This is I wish I could get Nick. I think George Pickens can solidify his grown man status this season with another season with Kenny Pickett. I think George Pickens can make me proud this season.
I like him as a breakout grown ass man candidate. You know?
Yeah, there you go.
It was like before the injury at Georgia, he was a mean dude, you know, like he was ragdolling guys, right? You put a corner on an island versus him and he's going to drive your ass into the ground. And there's some really good highlights of him at Georgia pre-injury where he was just beating up on dudes, right? But now I got to see it at the next level, right? This is an anticipatory pick. We're anticipating George Pickens makes the leap from grown to grown ass man, right?
Yes.
Like that's I like it as a flyer. I like it in this range of the draft.
Yeah, we're looking for an increase in stock there. All right. This next pick, I do got a bunch of young guys. Now he's got me. Okay, you know what? This is gonna hurt. This one's gonna hurt. I want the original grown ass man in Mike Evans. Put him on the board.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Mike wasn't on my list, but I like it. I like it.
Mike Evans, Mike Evans is like who Mike Williams kind of wishes he could be in like a complete season. Not necessarily there. He same type of profile, same type of receiver, but Evans gets it done every year. So Evans probably shouldn't have fell this far, but we're happy we got him.
I like it. I'm a big fan of that. We're getting a Claypool in the chat. LeBron chiming in with a
LeBron James. LeBron, you don't know ball at all, dude. You don't know ball. Claypool could not be a grown ass man because he's too soft. He can't make the high point catches. He's awful.
Dude, he drives actually recently because he's from around here, right? He was driving to the airport and he's going in front and there's a car going behind that's just like a big ass oversized, like, you know, the kind of truck that you make fun of that the guy's got small balls, you know, like that vibe, like the oversized tires, the mud flaps.
I live in Dallas, Texas.
Yes, there you go. Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Yes, I do.
So there's one guy driving behind him in that Claypool on the door, all Steelered out, like everything on it, like just completely Steelers. Escorting him to the airport like in a Steelers whatever. He hasn't even changed his shit.
Way to keep a low profile. Man. Let's just completely advertise that like Chase Claypool is in this car. Like I guess maybe it's almost like reverse psychology. Like, oh wow, that guy loves Claypool. There's no way he would be caught dead in a vehicle like that.
That was first pick of round 7. What do you say we go 10 rounds? 10 rounds makes a lot of sense for this draft.
Okay, I can go 10.
I'm going to take the quad father himself, AJ Dillon.
Good pick.
Like, he just feels like he stuck around on this board too long. Enough said, right? The legs. That's just, you know.
Yeah. We forget about the lower half too often when considering grown ass man rankings.
Right. Yes. True. Yeah. Guys never skip the legs day in his life. And then I'm going to go a little rogue with this one. But I need him on this team. I can't possibly let him fall and you take him. I'm going to take Brian Robinson.
Oh, damn it.
Because a dude who gets shot and then comes back and plays football in the same year, I don't care what he looks like at that point. You know, I just know he's a grown ass man, right?
It doesn't matter. Yeah. Like what more needs to be proven to you? Like he came back and played football and people still have the audacity to say he sucks. I mean, maybe he does, but
I mean, he's not small either, right? He's not small. He might not be as big and aesthetic as some of the other dudes on the list, but I'm going with like, you know, what was it from yesterday's stream? The Marcus Stroman height don't measure heart or whatever.
Yes, that's exactly what it
something
is.
like that. I'm going with that narrative with Brian Robinson here. Like, dude gets shot, dude still plays ball and still rips Antonio Gibson's job, right?
And still rips the job. No, that's a pretty good pick. I'll allow that. Okay. Coming up for me, this is somebody that I really want to be a successful player in the NFL, but and has tricked me a couple times. But let's go with a little Noah Fant, ski. over here. I'm hitting tight end twice here. Just a little spoiler alert.
Okay.
Ever since like there was, I forget what, I think it was Broncos versus Titans in like 2021 was like the first game of the NFL season. And you had Noah Fant and Jonnu Smith. I'm not picking Jonnu, but grown ass man. And they each got like tight end screens in those games and just looked like the Hulk with the football. Like, I just like, yes, like I love Noah Fant. I want Noah Fant on all my teams forever. And I thought he was going to be a monster with the Seahawks. And I still think he's a nice late round flyer, but enough about fantasy. Noah Fant is a grown ass man, and he also moves.
And Iowa tight ends, right? Iowa tight ends. Said. That's it. Enough said. Yeah, there we go.
Corn-fed boys.
Yeah. Literally.
After that, we're gonna go again. Like I said, another tight end here, and this is everybody's favorite darling right now. And I hope he succeeds. It's Chigakonkwu.
Oh yes. That's a good pick.
Yeah, I mean, it like I said, man, tight ends are a cheat code, but I can't not take Chig. I want Chig to be good so badly. I'm not certain that he will be, but you know, we keep talking about Tannehill to the Falcons, Tannehill to the Falcons. Like, what if they just like they take a little vacation to Hawaii, Vrabel and Tannehill, sit on the beach, drink some pina coladas, work out their differences, and you're like, don't you want to throw the ball to Treylon Burks and Chigakonkwu? Yeah.
Great point.
Yeah, I do. That would be great for his start.
That's the NFL version of sell me this pen, but like sell me this mojito and pass catcher.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what that one is, right? It's like, yo, we're going to South Kihei Road. We're sitting on beach 2. It's going to be great.
Yeah. And we're going to work out our differences.
Not going to lie. Chig and Fant definitely weren't on my list, but I respect the picks. I respect the sleeper effect of these.
Mm-hmm.
There's some good ones in the chat right now. Especially this one, like Darnell Washington just being an absolute wagon. Like, what is he? 6'7", 260,
7 feet,
like,
300 pounds, I think.
Yeah. But I haven't seen it yet. I don't want to take a flyer this deep this late in the draft when I think there's still some good value on the board, right? I'm going to go ahead and take a dude who everyone thought was dead in the water. He comes back, battles back from an Achilles injury, back to a state of relevance, and he's just Derrick Henry light in Deonta Foreman.
Okay. I will allow this. I love Deontay Foreman. I will allow this because he absolutely fits this in the way that he plays football. Absolutely.
He just feels like that dude, like where now he's, on the Bears now in the middle of winter on Soldier Field, where that field gets so bad, the footing gets so bad. And, you just got like Roshan there and Khalil Herbert. And these guys are just, hey man, like we're so good and so athletic on turf at these really nice, expensive facilities where we played college football. But when the slop comes out, when we get that mud ass game, little bit of snow on the ground at Soldier Field, who do I want running the rock in that situation? It's Foreman. Foreman smacking dudes in the mouth. That is the sales pitch there.
Yeah.
I got that one.
Yeah, I love Deontay Foreman. I love his story. I love the way he plays football.
Do you want the sexy pick, who I can't believe he's still on the board right now, or do you want the really stick it to Nez pick?
Oh God, I actually don't know. I don't know what I prefer. I would like to hear a little. I'd love to hear a deep dive. Give me the sexy pick. I'll be honest. I want to know what do you got? Saquads. Damn it. You got to tell me the honorable mention though.
Najee Harris was the stick it to Nez. The stick it to Nez was 6'1", 245, Alabama boy. That was the stick it to Nez take.
You can have the RB2 on the Steelers, dude. That's all you.
Yeah, okay. All right. RB2. I love it. This is a good one. This is a good one.
Yeah,
Burks being on there.
Burks should be on here. I had to do Burks over Pickens was definitely Steelers bias induced.
Yeah.
All right. Last pick.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just okay. Yes. Last pick. Close the books on this.
I hate to pick
active players only. Active players only.
Yeah, obviously that's a tremendous pick. Listen, this is maybe a shock to some people. I'm going to go with Zach Charbonnet.
Whoa, that is a shock.
It is a shock. I understand. But Zach is a big dude, and I think bigger than people realize. 6'1", 220. Gosh, that landing spot. That landing spot just was such a bummer. But regardless, Zach, to me, like when I watched him, I didn't watch a lot of college football, but when I watched Zach Charbonnet, I was enthralled with his stature, and I was certain he was going to end up in a great situation where he could have the backfield to himself. Chip keeps telling us to look up Justin Shorter. I will only look up Justin Shorter if he is in the player pool. If he's not in the player pool, we're not giving you the time of day.
Okay. Let's see if Shorter's in the player pool. Justin Shorter is in the player pool. We will allow this pick. Yep. We are sleeping on Justin Shorter. I actually saw a screenshot of a draft that Mark did the other day, and Justin Shorter was on that team, a BBM
Former
team.
Penn State.
So Florida wide receiver, showing midriff. Honestly, showing midriff might be a prerequisite for making it on the grown-ass man list. You know?
Yeah. That's barrier to entry. 6'4",
honestly,
230. Damn.
Okay, if I didn't tell you, if I just brought up this picture on the right and I didn't tell you what we searched, would you think it was Kyle Pitts?
Probably, yeah.
Like 100%, right? Like this dude looks like Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, you're like, who is that? Like, oh yeah, that's like a huge athletic Florida like receiver. Yeah, Kyle Pitts, probably.
Kyle Pitts for sure.
I kind of forgot that he went to Florida, but yeah, I would have.
I don't remember. I don't remember what number he was, but I think he was. Oh, he was 84, not 4. There you go. Yeah.
See, that's his problem. He should have been a single digit.
Yeah, dudes like that showing midriff going single digits in college should not go undrafted.
Just simply shouldn't.
There's
I'm
no way.
Obsessed with Justin Shorter now. By the way, he's my new 18th round pick. Congratulations.
All right, what do you say we draft this dude?
We going in?
We're going in. Puppy 2. Let's go. Get in here while the water is warm, friends. 9 more spots. 9 more spots while I jump back to Nez.
I'm trying to join with you.
Oh, you want to do it like that? Sure. Okay.
I would like to, but it's not working. Okay.
Oh,
did I miss it?
It's full now.
Oh, God damn it.
Nick's in here. Joker's in here. Chip's in here. Hockey Hooligans in here. Crash Rich is in here.
Oh, dude, my connection. Like it's been hard for me to enter drafts lately. I don't know if you've like encountered a similar thing, but like I feel like it's like a 50-50 shot anytime I try to enter like a daily or a best ball tournament lately. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, that's weird. On mobile and desktop. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Missed out on the stream equity on my own show.
Yeah, Seth, we're simple men here. We are very simple men here. Is Nez in the overflow?
I unregged. I gotta be focused for the show. I can't be drafting a side puppy while I'm doing a show that's not even being streamed. It's horrible time.
Yeah, that's
they do go hard.
Those there is nothing cleaner in football than SEC uniforms.
Yeah,
like just
pretty much all of them.
Every team in the SEC slaps. Like, I'm trying to think of a bad SEC team. Like, I guess Mississippi State might be like, oh, that's like not that clean, but that's clean.
Yeah. As hell. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Ole Miss. That's definitely, or Mississippi State. Yeah. With the maroon. I still think it fits. You know, I don't know why I see those Mississippi State uniforms. Like those could be for no other university other than Mississippi State. But Ole Miss has kind of like interesting ones with like the red, white, and blue. It's a little busy for SEC colors, don't you think? You dig Ole Miss?
I dig Ole Miss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I dig Ole Miss. I like the Ole Miss. I like the gray pants, white top with then the blue and red trim.
Yeah.
I like that
same.
setup.
Yeah.
I like that setup.
I think it's the fact that Zach Evans went to Ole Miss is why I like Zach Evans so much. Said he's an Ole Miss boy, and he's 6'1". I watched a little Zach Evans film just to like see if I was crazy. Oh man, he's the one. He's the one.
Okay, I like it. I like that take, man, because for dudes who have been buying into the Rams a little bit, I have not really been drafting Zach Evans. It's kind of been not much of that backfield, to be honest. I've been just drafting.
I don't have like any Cam Akers.
Yeah, I got Cam Akers. I definitely have some Cam Akers, but not as much as I thought I would based on what I think of that team right now. All right, let's do this. Let's since you didn't get into the draft, who would you like to pick right here?
For me, it's like Austin Eckler, snap pick, like without question.
Me too, man. I think we were pretty smart in what we said about him on one of our shows prior to him signing, though I did not act on it in the same way in which I talked about it. You know what I mean?
I have a lot of Austin Eckler.
Good, nice. I mean,
but he hasn't moved,
really like to.
So it's like, who cares? Yeah. He hasn't moved, and if he's not going to move yet, I guess he's just moved.
He's moved 5 spots, probably.
You think? I thought he was always like first round. Just maybe.
I can definitively tell you in 1 second here.
Well, I know you
both
in your Dalmatian. I think he fell to the second round, which is what led us down that conversation.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. We can go ahead and double tap running back here with either Saquon or JT. We could take Amon-Ra or Jalen Waddle. I think that's kind of a tier, those 4 to me.
Same here.
Who would you prefer?
Well, if you're asking me, I would take Amon-Ra, but
okay. I'm
open to everything.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Even though Wednesday we kind of laid out the bear case for Amon-Ra in case of it was very lackluster hypothetical if then statement of if they sign an X wide receiver, in particular Hopkins. But yeah,
I think now it looks like the Browns are leading the Hopkins sweepstakes. Is the latest.
Ooh,
it went from the Texans are like super in the hunt to like, and it was just mainly because he took a visit and he said some nice things. But the buzz from the Athletic is that like Texans are like pretty much out. Bills seem to be a long shot, and that the Browns are kind of the leaders in that, and I can see that like for sure.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. It does make a lot of sense, especially when you spend so much on quarterback like they did, and it's like, hey man, we are definitively in win now mode, right? Like whether the roster fully reflects that or not, I think it does. I think maybe it's getting a little undervalued right now, but pretty tough division. I do think that's a pretty natural fit. Get back paired with your quarterback that you had so much success with before. This is a good one here. Amon-Ra probably could have been on the grown-ass man list. I think we all think of him as like this small little slot receiver. You know, we kind of think of him that way. Like his dad was a former Mr. Universe.
Yeah.
I mean, like true. That's got to get you some clout.
Yeah. It's just because he plays a slot, though. It's like it's so much more of like of how small. You play the game versus I don't know.
Yeah, he's smaller Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, he's like skinnier Deebo, but they're like the same size. Like height wise, they're both 6 feet tall. Deebo's probably shorter. I don't think Deebo's actually 6 feet tall. I think Deebo's 6 feet tall because he didn't want to be 5'11".
Right. Yeah, Deebo gets the me treatment in the program, you know, coming to the bat. Now he's 6 feet. No, I'm like 5'10" and a half. Like, you know, like I'm like, But in the book, when everybody's just looking at the profile, I get the 6 feet treatment in the book. until I show up and get measured, right?
Exactly. That I mean, these guys lie about their statures all the time. Like
Yeah.
they don't want. It's just the dudes, man. It's just they don't want to be perceived as small.
Interesting random note here. Someone did it for us. I can't find it now, but I've seen it once or twice before. The rankings of ETR, Terrain, Spike Week, and something else, all in one Excel, juxtaposed with like the deltas between them all. I am going to try and track that down and or build that again. It's hard because they update quite frequently.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe I need Chris's help to pull the CSVs, and then it would auto update. But you know, I'm not smart enough to do that.
It's going to be thrown off because Silva has Trey McBride, or who is it? Ty Chandler. Like 70 overall. So good luck with trying to get anything meaningful out of that.
Yeah, we'll see where they have them in the best ball, because I think the best ball is a little bit less football guy-y in terms of rank. The best ball rankings, Ty Chandler is RB 64, pick 223.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I mean, Silva's personal rankings versus what the site itself is representing, a little different. Debo goes there. Lamar, Fields. We could do a little Fields, DJ Moore. We could do Hopkins, get ahead of that, or the perennially disrespected Amari Cooper.
Let's do a little. I think Amari's cool. Let's do that, and maybe we can even do like DeAndre as well, and like try to like get like a crazy Galbrain future double stack. We'll see. I doubt.
Ooh,
I doubt he makes it past Crash Rich. Who, good to see you, Crash Rich. Haven't. Yeah, there goes Hopkins.
Yeah, Crash Rich. Haven't seen him outside of the football streets.
Yeah. He sticks to football and dominates football. So it's nice to see him back. Let's see who he likes. Okay, I'm glad he took ETN because I do take a decent amount of ETN myself.
Yeah, I mean, Tank has been getting some love. Just in terms of like, you know, football guy community saying that ATN really underperformed last year. He didn't fill the patch catching void like in college the way he did. We could do Gibbs and set up a Detroit thing.
I kind of like that. I like Jahmyr Gibbs. Additionally, I do like either of the Chargers wideouts, and I do love DJ Moore. I think if you want to do Gibbs, I think that makes sense too.
We fall so far behind at wide receiver, but starting 2-2 does feel fine.
I just really like the Lions, man. I just want pieces of them. Our Lions. I have some exposures up. I don't know if you want me to share a couple of these. I've got like 80 drafts in the books.
Let's do it. Yeah, that's way more
across
than me.
all of the tournaments. So yeah, let me go ahead and share this tab. I haven't really looked at these in depth, so this will be interesting.
Nick, I think your question's about to be answered right now with Nez's exposures.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if you're expecting a lot, then maybe I guess I'm extremely bearish. I don't know.
No, I meant in terms of you were going to have Jaylen Warren as one of your highest exposed.
Well, he's close. There he is. There's Jaylen Warren at 18%.
Yeah, there you
go. But top is Bateman and JMO. I love that they're kind of in similar ranges in ADP. And because I take a lot of like Austin Eckler, 22% of my drafts, which is like a lot for a first round pick. I end up like getting in on these wideouts and a lot of Van Jefferson and a lot of Quentin Johnston, just like loading up on Chargers just because I think that they're undervalued. And
like
then
that.
This checks
professional Joshua Palmer.
Oh, dude, this is going nowhere. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna just keep piling it up. Just keep piling it up. The Cole Kmet one surprised me. I didn't think I was at 20% Cole Kmet, but lo and behold, here we are. And
I
then
like the Kyle Pitts.
I love Kyle Pitts ADP, man. You know what else makes it easy is that like every time I take Kyle Pitts, I feel like Miles Sanders is like like top of my queue, and I don't take Miles Sanders. This is how often I've taken Miles Sanders.
One time in one poodle.
One poodle share. That's it. Najee 7%, so actually below the field there. And then Zach Evans, I should probably slow down on. There's really no
15%.
That's just straight speculation. But
yeah. But if there's a time of year to speculate, we've talked about this at length, and if there's a time of year to speculate, it's now.
Yeah. Because no, I think so.
This is the time where closing line value can be capitalized on the hardest, right?
Hopefully.
I mean, if Zach Evans gets a whole bunch of steam in camp and whatever, he moves up 3-4 rounds, has a good preseason, like you can literally just take your foot off the gas, or you can then decide to go all in. The last thing you want to do is play catch up on a guy like that, right? So like a guy like that being a guy that you have a stance like that. Garrett Wilson one's interesting. You got 13% there.
I take him a lot.
I was looking at Crane's rankings here. He actually has Garrett Wilson over Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I've taken Garrett Wilson over St. Brown a couple times.
Okay. It was just interesting.
One in a Dalmatian, in fact.
Okay.
I really like Garrett Wilson. I like all those wideouts at the 1-2 turn are just like fantastic.
We are clock here. Chargers. Herbert's gone. I
like Kittle or Pitts. I like getting one of those elite tight ends, and I also love Jackson Smith and Jigba or Lockett. Those are my.
I think we take tight end and then see which of the wide receivers come back to us.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
let's take Kittle. I take a lot of Pitts. I think I like Pitts cost adjusted more.
The extra bit of ADP there. ADP value is definitely like pretty nice.
Yeah. Dobbins, there's a guy I don't take a ton of just for whatever reason.
I don't take a lot of Dobbins either, man. He just doesn't. I know it's half PPR, but he doesn't catch a lot of passes. Like I think I would call me crazy. Maybe have Dameon Pierce over J.K. Dobbins.
Pierce more.
Yeah. And depending on what we get here, man, one of these wide receivers makes sense. But I do some crazy shit around this range sometimes. And one of those crazy things is sometimes taking 2 elite tight ends. But I don't know how far behind you want to fall at the wide receiver position.
Pat does have Dobbins ahead, which is interesting. I kind of think I'd rather take Lockett here. You could tell me the Marquise Brown narrative without. You could tell me Marquise Brown too without Hopkins there, but I kind of just feel like we need a little safety net at wide receiver, because I genuinely think that wide receiver kind of like rounds 9 through 11, 12 just feels so. I don't want to click any of these names. And I think doubling up at tight end is like a fine theoretical practice. I think given the landscape of how ADP currently is, I like it less than I will like it in like 3 months or 2 months.
Yeah.
Granted, we're drafting a puppy, so it's a time box contest that's going to fill long before that's even a relevant conversation. But yeah.
No, I love Lockett. I think, he provides maybe not a floor, but the spike weeks that he gives you can easily wind up being in the playoffs. And I love the Seahawks, man. I think the Seahawks are set up like really nicely, dude. Like really nicely.
You can make a lot of arguments about how fun they are offensively if they continue to play the same stylistic play they had last year.
Do you remember how easy it was in DFS last year? Just like Seahawks doubles, like dude, the Seahawks doubles smashed like so many weeks. Like it was just like you want to cash, like maybe you won't like bank, but like automatic cash is like okay, like Geno stacks, like it was absolutely free every year, and Geno always found himself in the cashing roster, I swear.
Yeah, you want to talk about like regression candidates too, though? Like, hey, we've only seen it one time from Geno. He was a perennial like backup before. He was a failed prospect before that, this and that. You can do the spin zone narrative the other way as well. But man, I've been watching a little bit of those like just like clickbaity like clips of them at OTAs and stuff. Gino's got a nice ball. Like that ball comes out nice.
My contention is that Gino actually did it for 1.5 seasons. He did it a little bit in 2021, and that was the first glimpse that I saw Gino, and that's when I was like, I mean, like, who cares that like I thought this at the beginning, but like I watched Gino in 2021. I was like, dude, this guy is not bad. Like he is not a bad quarterback. Like I actually saw some good football out of him. And so, I mean, I didn't have a lot of him. Like I was split on, like I wasn't pounding the table that he was going to beat out Drew Lock. Like I really didn't know just because of the way that the league was treating him. But
yeah,
it didn't take me long to just buy in and be like, you know what? Yeah, actually like Gino can get it done. And he did. And so I'm buying again this year, obviously.
The Drew Lock one's interesting conversation because I didn't necessarily have a lean on which way they would go between the two, like talent wise or whatever. I just thought because they spent something to acquire Drew Lock, it kind of felt like, yeah, I don't know. It just felt like they would have to go with Drew Lock. Like my bro science brain was like, okay, they're punting this season. They trade away Russell. Oh, that's heartbreaking. A lot of running backs staring us in the face here. Your boy Bateman, who I also am quite fond of. Do you have a lean at these running backs, or do you want to go ahead, scroll down, and go with like the Bateman?
I'll be honest, I hate these running backs because I would much rather have like Khalil Herbert and Damian Harris later in the draft. So this is why I have so much Rashad Bateman, because he's after this clump that I think, you know, I mean, you can paint. So here's the thing, like I do love David Montgomery and James Conner. I understand the bull case for, but like I'm really scared of James Conner. Madison, I get the case for, but like I'm a little like skittish on him. But like, and then to me, it kind of feels like the beginning of the dead zone. Like that's where the dead zone is now. It got kind of pushed back a couple rounds, and for me, like AJ Dillon, Brian Robinson, after these guys, like DeAndre Swift, man, I think he needs like a Rashad Penny injury to be truly relevant.
Yeah,
I just think Penny fits that offense so much better.
If you're talking about like isolated spike weeks from Philadelphia, like we saw it last year, where it was like, you know, did you want to roll out Miles Sanders every single week? No, but was he probably pretty damn good in best ball just because, you know, we're so bad at picking which weeks it would be, but some of those weeks it was him. I think you could paint the same case for this year with Swift and Penny, as like the offense is just going to be so good that, hey, the 4 weeks of the year that he falls into 2 touchdowns, he pays off ADP value by taking him here.
Pacheco 11 picks past ADP, I guess, is.
Yeah, you like that one?
Maybe.
I was kind of thinking, yeah. I was kind of thinking taking the Javonte swing and getting a little week 17 correlation with.
Yeah, I take Javonte over Pacheco if I'm being honest.
Yeah, me too.
And that's like a 15 ADP difference, but the thing is, like on a chart, right? If you're to visualize like the ADP values and how they pay off, like, yeah, Pacheco and Javonte are 15 picks apart, but they're going to be like in the relatively like similar bucket on a chart. You know what I mean? It's not like,
right.
It's a reach, but you know, don't want to, I'm just excusing and giving myself a reason to not like adhere to ADP 1-to-1, but I think most people would tell you like, yeah, don't blindly follow ADP, but use it as a guideline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jeff with a funny comment saying if you compare Swift to Penny, Swift is like an Iron Man. It's true. It's true.
Feathers to dust and see which holds up.
Truly.
Yeah, this is I saw him get punched in the face and knocked out. Wow, and kicked out of New York. Yeah,
JETS baby.
Yeah, that was the Gino. That was the Gino story that lives rent free in the back of everybody's mind of like, is the wheels just eventually gonna fall off here?
Who punched him again?
I can't remember.
I can't believe I can't.
I think it was defensive player.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I'm gonna find out in like 2 seconds.
Who was the dude on the Jets that got caught with all the guns in his car? Wasn't it the same dude that punched him?
Dude, I don't know how to say his name. I'm not even going to attempt. I don't know how to say his name.
Oh. Some turd, no one got cut
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
team.
dude, I've never heard of this
Okay,
dude in
so
my
it
life.
wasn't.
So
Okay, there you
yeah, loser. You punching a future Hall of Famer. It's G now, baby. Come on.
go. What do you think about this one? Diggs, Allen, Lamar start.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like the double elite quarterback early.
No, I mean it won King Cap a million, sort of, when you think of Jalen Hurts and Burrow on his regular
Yeah,
season
but the
team.
Burrow one was, 20 picks past ADP. He's talked
Yep,
about that, where it's kind of like,
it's a
double
rare.
tapping those two quarterbacks early like that. It puts you so far behind.
It does. It's tough. It's so tough. Yeah, and the reason, and
I
obviously with tight end, I like it more because you can flex one. You can use
I was
two.
just about to say the exact same thing. I was like, a
Mhm.
double elite tight end makes even more sense because at least there's a path to both them scoring in the same week. There's never a chance that those guys score in the same week, right?
I do a lot of double elite tight ends. Like I really like to pair Hawkinson and Kyle Pitts together.
Mhm.
I could be like way off on Hawkinson and the volume just like dissipates like so quickly, but like, and it's because Kirk Cousins is at the helm. But like,
Mhm.
dude, I think Hawkinson has like really, really strong upside. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
Eh,
Like,
no, I
like,
don't
like,
think
like
you're crazy.
I think,
I think we saw that last year where it was like back to back to back 10 plus target games, and it makes a lot of sense. But I do think and then the old vacated targets argument of Adam Thielen, where it's like everybody wants to just thrust those on a rookie instead of just going with, hey, what worked last year and what did they have? We could do Dak with the Detroit stuff and do like a back stack if we want to
yeah,
go that
I
route. I
like
mean,
that.
Dak just seems like the dude who always falls.
Yeah, he's safe. And we have two Detroit guys set up, so I think that makes perfect
Yeah, that's
sense.
right.
Um, and I
We're
know Cooks is gone, but I don't mind taking little Michael Gallup.
Yeah, 134 right now. Yeah, I mean, in theory, we could take him with our like 130 pick or something like that.
He should. It would
Yeah,
be weird for someone to reach on Gallup without Dak. Excuse
dude,
me.
we were kind of sleeping on Josh Allen as a grown ass man in that contest.
Shit,
That
we
was
were.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
miss by us.
yeah, that was so obvious.
Yeah,
He's like, we were talking about Cam Newton. We can't say Cam Newton. Well, we have Cam Newton of the North and Josh Allen right there, and we didn't even think about it.
yeah, good point.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
I think for me, there's a mental tear break at wide receiver here of Tyler Boyd. I don't know if that's true, but like when I look at this, I'd never want to make the Zay Jones bet, basically. The Sky Moore just feels like an absolute dart. I have no idea what to expect from kind of everything else in there. And then I look at Tyler Boyd and I just go like that offense, that baked in contingent value of either of those players missing time. And then the fact that we just know he's a professional ass wide receiver who's going to have like a couple weeks here and there. I think he just fits so well as like a fifth wide receiver on a build, like always.
He's kind of a luxury pick, I think.
Oh, okay, sure.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
like I like him. I like him, and I really like him because of his Week 17 matchup. But when Chase is like I think contingency value is obviously huge, but you get a couple spike weeks here and there from Tyler Boyd, and we're like, oh duh, like why didn't we play Tyler Boyd? But he's quiet a lot. But with like as your fifth wide receiver though, like that's great. But if Tyler Boyd is like your third or fourth wide receiver, which is like rarely the case with anybody that like watches best ball streams, like you're not
Yeah.
making Tyler Boyd your wide receiver 3, but like, yeah, when he has some like guys, then he doesn't have to like command a lot of points for your team. I love the pick. Ceiling, we see big time ceiling games from Tyler Boyd whenever they come. Good for best ball.
Yeah, better in best ball guy. Yeah. Michael asking about the Rashad Penny last year. It was a broken tibia or fibia, one of the two. I think it was tibia fracture last year. So, I mean, everybody talks about like, I don't know if this has changed, but everybody talks about breaks and like clean breaks and stuff being better than like reconstructive knee surgeries and ligament tears and the rehab associated with those. So I
True.
think it's a better situation than some of the stuff he's had in the past. That being said, the dude still broke his leg. So, I mean,
yeah, it was a fibula. It was a
yeah,
fibula, and if you know the tib fib, that's the smaller of the shin muscles or shin bones on the outer side. So, I mean, I think it's similar to what Tony Pollard had happen.
right. Yeah.
So
Yep.
they're both expected to be back just in time. So yeah, that's the thing. Like, yeah, Rashad Penny is injury. You know, he's injury prone.
Mhm.
But I mean, when you're talking about a broken bone as opposed to like soft tissue, I can excuse that. It's kind of like the way Keenan
Right.
Allen had like random injuries to start his career, and like one of them was like a lacerated like kidney. Like,
Right.
how are you injury prone with a lacerated kidney? How are you relating that to somebody's like you know? So I was always making
Yeah.
excuses for Keenan Allen.
It's not Dalvin Cook's shoulder over and over again. You know that
Exactly.
it's random shit that has occurred that is just part of the variance of playing a full contact sport, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I like this point from Raise It that he's never not going to feel good about clicking Tyler Boyd's name, like just guaranteed production alongside Burrow's upside.
You know why
Like,
he likes that pick? Because Tyler Boyd's a Pittsburgh kid.
there you go.
Raised as a Pirates fan. That's why.
There you go. Yeah. Actually, Joker was saying his running backs there. Yeah, I'm taking a look.
Oh,
Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, David Montgomery,
he
and
does
the
have
bounce back
the band
legendary
list.
upside, yeah, of Antonio Gibson. Yeah, if those four were in a band together, they'd be called the Never Draft.
I can't
like this.
I can't be
I
too
love
mad
all
at
of them.
Josh Jacobs because Josh Jacobs won me like a good deal of money in the regular season with battle royales, but man, I'm really mad at the best ball community for like letting them get in my head and like not take Josh Jacobs as much as I wanted to, dude. I wanted to
You
take him
were all
so
over
much
that.
more, and then I let all the I got influenced, damn it, and I didn't end up taking any of them or not enough of them.
Nick went ahead and took Gallup because he's an asshole. Doesn't
No
really.
other reason.
We could do a little like Rice Boyd kind of thing, pretty thin. We could take Jamal Williams. We've talked about how we like this area of running back.
I could do Jamal Williams and shut it down, or Rice for like the Boyd correlation.
Let's do the Jamal Williams one, and maybe we take one more. Maybe we don't.
This could be a 3 QB build potentially. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that. Maybe 2 QB, 3 tight. I don't know. I don't mind going 3. We don't have to go 3 tight end, but
if it's 3, it's not 3 tight end with Kittle. If it's 3 quarterback, we got to start thinking ahead here with some of the back stack potential. Because we have no quarterbacks that are going to be on the board that we can stack up with here, other than if you want to take Jared Goff with this next pick. He might already be gone. He's QB 17,
he is
right?
gone. Yeah, he's gone.
QB 17. He's gone. Yeah. Yeah, we kind of.
Dak is such like an interesting QB1.
Right.
You know? Like he could finally have that awesome fantasy season where he is like definitively a QB1, but it just feels like somebody you want, like that I want insurance for.
That makes sense. Nico Collins.
Yes.
Because he gives us a I mean, Rice is okay for like if we want to go that little like, hey, Rice and Boyd are the guys you need in week 17 correlated. But Nico gives us an out to a back stack with Shrout, and we don't need to go tight end yet with Kittle. Our third quarterback can be correlated with our tight end too.
True. Joe asking a good question. Like, at what point do you determine going 3 QB? Dak Prescott is probably where I draw like that Mendoza line. If that's like my first QB is Dak, then depending on how the rest of my team looks, I think Dak is like 50-50 for me, either a 2 or 3 QB build, and that's probably where I draw that line is at Dak Prescott.
Okay, so let's do the exercise for a second here. Are you comfortable with Anthony Richardson being a 1 QB build? Or I mean a 2 QB build?
I think you kind of have to be, but no. So I guess it kind of starts at Anthony Richardson, but for me, this is just like me personally. Like, I don't think 3 QB is a huge detriment, because like you can get a QB that'll start pretty comfortably every game in the 18th round. So that's why I don't mind going 3 QB, because your third QB can be your very last pick.
Yeah, that's fair. I think about it in terms of profile too.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, for sure. Which Richardson fits the 2 QB profile for sure.
Yeah, I'm more moving away from talking about Richardson for a second and thinking about like, if I double tapped like Tua and Cousins, I feel more comfortable with 2 than that. Than if I double tap like Dak and Tua.
Interesting.
Does that makes sense. Like, I don't know if
I'm coming around on Tua. I'm just trying to remember his spike weeks.
His spike weeks, yeah, like the game against the Ravens.
Yeah,
where they
I had a lot of Tua last year, man. That really bummed me out.
I think about it in terms of like, who am I pairing together? Like, if I'm pairing Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones, like, that's so high variance that I think I probably theoretically would want to add a third. But then the fact that it's so high variance is what allows you to win a tournament too, right? So like, maybe by taking a third quarterback in that situation, you're just wrapping a condom on it. So it becomes like an argument of how much draft capital have we allotted to this position? That's how many then I will only draft 2 of, right? I don't know.
I will also say, like, I think Geno Smith is mispriced. Like, I think Geno Smith and like Dak Prescott have similar range of outcomes this season. I think Russell Wilson is going to improve dramatically this year. Like, that's could be a little hopium wish casting, but I think the Vegas preseason totals agree with me on that one, though.
Yeah. See, like, there's also something about, like, part of me wants to take Stafford here and then see if we can get Van Jefferson to fall on the wraparound, or we could take Singletary and CJ Stroud. What's more fun?
Damn, that's tough. Singletary, just to like stack up the Texans. And I will say, dude, I the reason I like this too is looking ahead to playoff weeks is I really don't think the Titans are going to be good. I don't think they're going to be good at all. And the Texans get them twice.
Yeah.
Like that could be that could be like that sneaky team you get through. Like, I don't know. I'm honestly like a little shocked that like these are teams trending in like exact opposite directions. Like, yeah, the Texans like are a bad team and probably not going to win 7 games, but dude, the Titans are not trending in the same directions that the Texans are, right? Like yeah. I don't know.
Sorry, I'm really like mentally distracted right now thinking through this pick because we missed one part of the thesis here. Well, we're gonna end up with my Dalmatian team, where Shrout and Prescott both have week 17 buys, or I mean week 7 buys.
All right. Well, now we just need shit.
Yeah.
What about KJ? Yeah. You're just gonna do it? You're just gonna do that? Yeah, 30 picks ahead of ADP. You're just like,
yeah,
we're just doing life. Yep. Let's go.
ADP is an artificial construct.
It sure is.
Yeah, interesting spot. Interesting to think through like the logistics of that. I mean, doing a little Houston double stack makes sense there. The problem now is like with basically naked Dak, unless we add like Ferguson in the last round. Like,
I'm reaching 30 picks to have the same fight.
Fucking right.
There's no
go.
more like nuts on the table pick than that, I will say.
Yeah. What up?
What up, Garage?
Yeah, I don't know. That was interesting. I like what Crash Rich did on the corner there. I think this is one of my favorite effortless minis.
You saw my my exposures, man. I got a ton of Van Jefferson. Jefferson.
You want to talk about professional wide receivers? Dad was a receivers coach. Let's go. Yeah, this was the other one that was swimming around in my mind here. You buy the second year Tolbert, like whatever. Yeah, I got one for you. Here's a Galbrain one that we didn't talk about on the post June whatever cut date.
Okay.
Cedric Wilson's contract gets cut. Cedric Wilson goes back now with like vacated targets with the Cowboys.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels pretty thin. They've got they've got Brandon Cooks there and drafted a tight end. I don't know. It would be fun. I love Cedric Wilson. I had a lot of him with the Dolphins and poo-pooed.
That worked out great.
Yeah. How about that? I had so many.
I just look at this.
Ass.
I look at this team and I go like they made such a bad decision in signing him the way in which they did, and it was like preemptive them being good. Like this is Cedric Wilson's like a luxury sign as like a third wide receiver to fill in whatever. They preemptively did it, then did the Tyreek trade stuff, right?
I think so. Dude, $22 million. The fuck?
Yeah.
What do they think?
Yeah. He feels like a very I was thinking about it after we did the June 1 like cut show and like just, thinking about the June 1 cut date. It's not the same way as like NFL free agency where it's just like, boom, all these announcements were going to come. It's just like a deadline and like stuff is going to trickle down as they, make moves according with their roster. But here, if we go to transactions, 20 March 14th, the Tyreek trade was way after that, I believe.
We'll have to see.
Oh shit, we're on the clock already?
Oh,
you guys are sick.
You can't take Bryce Young.
I know, that's what I did on my. How about Mechie? And we're all in on Houston.
Sure. I like Mechie.
This is so gross.
I like Mechie, dude. I don't care.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be ready. I think he'll be fine. I mean,
you know what this team's shaping up to be?
What?
I think it's gonna be Tannehill, man.
Tannehill stays on the Titans?
Yeah. And then I know you don't really want to correlate week 17 quarterbacks, but when you have 3, it's not as bad. And no one's drafting
there's no
Tanny.
way Purdy's still up, right? Is Purdy still there?
That's a good one, actually.
Chip with the fucking assist.
Let's do it. That's a great idea.
Put the baseball brain to hockey hooligan. Don't you dare.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, that's a big assist.
Purdy's starting week 1, dude. He's fine. He didn't even have Tommy John.
Can we push Purdy? Or is he too necessary?
You reached 30 picks on CJ Stroud. You're worried about 10 picks of CLV on Brock Purdy?
No,
are you fucking serious?
I'm not worried about 10. I'm not worried about 10 picks of CLV on Purdy. I'm worried about Tajay Spears fits this narrative so well.
We are so done at running back. It's crazy.
Fine.
This running back team, this running back room is filthy.
It's not bad. Eckler, Gibbs,
it's filthy.
Javonte, Jamal Williams, Devin Singletary. Yes, team's pretty good, except for I think we've made our bed though. I think we've made our bed that we don't want unstacked Dak. Where it's
okay. He's kind of stacked.
Because with the bring back with Amon-Ra.
Yeah, and Gibbs.
And Gibbs.
That's 3. Those are. I mean, you a bubble chart, like those are two pieces connected to Dak. Like those, they completely correlate with one another.
Yeah, that's a little Venn diagram right there. That because I'm thinking through the fact that we could do Ferguson is all I'm thinking because we definitely need another tight end.
Well, yeah, Ferguson for sure. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
And if you want to do Schoonmaker too, and just like, hey, like let's just lock up that tight end, the tight end for the Cowboys. I think that's viable. Maybe
Are we deep enough at wide?
That.
Are we deep enough at wide receiver to make a 3-5-7-3?
I think so.
With Kittle.
Yeah, I think so. So here's my thought process. Amon-Ra, like, he's the volume is so steady, like don't got to worry about him. Cooper, he's spike weeky, it'll be fluky. Lockett will be fluky. Bateman, they have spike week potential there. And then we made a pretty strong bet on Stroud, but like if that Stroud bet hits,
yeah,
they're good.
Right.
And Kittle to me is not like Kittle has big time spike weeks, but Kittle has 2-point weeks in his bag.
It's true. Yeah, it is true.
I don't know. I think you just lock up both. I don't know. Okay. That's how I like to do it. That's how I like.
Okay. I'm also trying to think through like another like Dallas piece. Just nobody. It's literally Turpin or Tolbert, who were both healthy scratches multiple times last year.
Yeah. Turpin, if we got punt return points, sure.
Yeah, right. Man, they have Antonio Callaway on the roster.
Oh wow, man!
I did not know that.
Talk about all first team, all woulda, coulda, shoulda. Antonio Callaway
might have jumped the shark on the Mechie pick.
No, it made sense. It's fine.
Robert Woods is so much safer.
Yeah. You could still.
Okay. Are we doing this? It has to be correlated. Like we can't just go like one off Hayden Hurst or one off, Chargers play Jaguars week 17.
I suppose you could.
Let's do it. Fuck it. I don't want to double tap tight end with Kittle though.
Okay.
I don't think I think. Oh, there goes your boy, Michael Wilson.
That was the pick. That was the
Greg
pick.
Dortch went there. No, there's one pick still on the board here. An absolute layup to tie this all together.
I do think Robert Woods is undervalued.
I do love the olds. This has become apparent. I'm such a fish. I got to get out of this mindset. I don't know. Robert Woods just feels like he's going to be on the field all the time. Like I don't know.
He is.
I don't know.
He absolutely is.
It's the same thesis as like Marvin Jones.
Right. So what are you thinking? You don't want to double tap? We talked him up.
Tie a bow on it all with our boy.
Let's go.
What fits this roster better?
Not Durham Smythe. I'll tell you that much. I'd rather take Tim Tebow than Durham Smythe.
All right, let's take the tight end. That was kind of like
wow.
The plan. I don't know. We were talking about. I can't remember who was talking about tight end the other day. One of the shows I was watching, maybe it was Ship Chasing, that was talking about tight end, and they were talking about like late tight ends and stuff, and talking about like who has like target upside in the end, because Gretsch has talked a lot about how he kind of likes like Logan Thomas back here in this range. And I think it's a pretty decent shout for here. I keep thinking about Cade Otton. Like, I don't know. Cade Otton seems to make like a lot of sense. Like as a dude who could find his way to like 80 targets this year. We saw it at the tail end of last year. Granted, they were throwing a shit ton with Brady, and this might be some hodgepodge of Baker Mayfield and
Trask,
Kyle Trask. But yeah, we've been talking a lot about Florida guys recently. But man, Zach Ertz as like, hey man, this team isn't contending anymore. He gets like a cut and trade or a trade for 50 cents on the dollar kind of play. Like he seems like a dude who could fall into big time
and same with,
targets. Who's
I mean, and his teammate Trey McBride. If that happens, McBride
yeah,
kind of. I know McBride has
McBride's
plenty of
gonna move up.
haters. McBride has
Yeah,
haters, but like may not be actually like, wow, okay, holy shit, in the
yeah,
16th.
McBride's moving up for sure. Like Isaiah Likely to me is like primarily contingent value, but they are a team that runs a lot of like, two tight end set stuff. I don't know. It just feels like as like two tight end builds where there's a backstack tight end, especially when you go elite tight end early, it seems like there's like a plethora back here of better options than there are, wide receiver and or running back right now.
Oh, dude, that tight end tier, like once you get past like tight end like 15, 16, they're all the same. They're all the same. And I will say, man, like I haven't analyzed my build frequency just yet, but I know anecdotally that like I am doing a lot more 3 tight end builds, and I've done 4 a good amount too with just like 4 punts.
Okay.
I'm just really buying into like filling that tight end position with like a good score on top of like those guys actually probably being flex worthy more than like, my beloved Josh Palmer and Tim Patrick, like just because of the the red zone usage. Yeah, exactly. Right. Like we're hunting touchdowns. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. Our
For better or worse.
Our beloved 17-18 correlation of Tim Patrick, Joshua Palmer, both of them went undrafted. The people will be sorry. It's kind of unfortunate that this team didn't have Goff or Watson fall back to us, just because I think it would have been so much cleaner to like go Goff and then go like Marvin Jones in the last round instead of like we did what you're kind of like not supposed to do in terms of like reaching on ADP to force correlation.
Yeah, that's kind of like the biggest no there is.
Yeah,
but I tell you what, man. Like I said, I think the Texans will be better than people think. It's just a matter of how much better. And I like where we got Purdy. I don't hate it.
There's almost no reason. I don't know. Maybe quarterback's just like so deep this time of year in terms of like there's so many unknown variables. Because in my mind, I was about to say there's no reason Bryce Young should be going undrafted, but like I don't know. Maybe there is.
Dude,
I don't know. That seems crazy.
It is crazy. You know what I honestly think it is I think people have seen OTAs and I don't think they were like prepared to see how like small
he was. Yeah.
He's a little guy.
Yeah, I think that's so true. That does make sense.
And like who's the wide receiver one? Is it Adam Thielen? Is it
right? Yeah. No, it's a fair question. Like, Terrence Marshall's not even getting drafted out here.
LaVisca, dude,
Jonathan Mingo or Migos,
baby. Oh yeah,
Migos.
Mingo. Yeah, he's the guy. But yeah, I mean, like, what offense would you take right now? And I know I've been talking about the Texans, but feel free to go the other way, like Carolina or Houston. What offense would you have?
Okay, let me think about this for a second. We're thinking about Carolina. We're thinking about Bryce Young, Miles Sanders, the wide receivers we just listed.
Hayden Hurst.
I'm taking Houston.
Same.
Give me the team. Yeah, give me the team that's playing in the dome that brought in. I mean, what's the difference in Thielen versus Robert Woods? I mean, I guess you kind of take the Thielen side of that.
Yeah, I think you'd have to, but I totally hear what you're saying. Like with that comparison, I totally agree that it's like comparable. But I would take Thielen off principle.
And then Miles Sanders plus Chuba versus Singletary plus Pierce. I like the Singletary Pierce side.
Me too. I am really surprised that Miles Sanders goes where he goes. I am really surprised. Like, I don't know what we're doing there.
Yeah, kind of assumption that he's going to make some hybrid CMC workload adjustment and be more involved in the pass catching game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe Chuba Hubbard's underrated right now. Maybe he's
I
more
do
than a
take Chuba.
contingency. Okay. Yeah, maybe I got to open my third eye to that one a little bit more.
I don't think
And
Chuba's
then
all that good, but.
And then I think if you're comparing like the auxiliary wide receivers and tight end, like with Collins, Mechie, and Tank Dell, plus Dalton Schultz, plus Brevin Jordan, like that seems way more fun than Hayden Hurst.
Mingo.
And then Terrence. Well, Mingo kind of like feels like the best of that bunch right now, I guess. But then behind him, like just like Terrence Marshall, third-year breakout is what we're banking on. That doesn't feel. Oh, we're forgetting DJ Shark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. That does make it seem better. You're right. That does. This is closer. Okay, but the point that we're having this conversation is like we're basically comparing like two very similar bad offenses, like bad in quotations, we don't know yet, with rookie quarterbacks with high capital who did something at the tight end position and the running back position in free agency and did something in the drafts with wide receiver, plus dusty old vet wide receiver brought in. It's very similar what they've done this offseason in terms of a construction standpoint. So I think it's a very fair analysis back and forth. But the Shark one does move the needle a little bit more. But point of the matter being between that is Bryce Young probably shouldn't be going undrafted in most rooms. I don't know, just because of like the ceiling potential.
Can you click on like look at Overdog's team? And I don't mean to like pick on Overdog, it's just because I see CEH as the last pick. So
sure.
Okay. No, Bryce Young doesn't quite fit this team. That is unique. Yeah. I'm glad I told you to click on this because what the hell?
Yeah, Mahomes, Allen there in the second and
with
third
CMC.
round. Both past ADP a little bit. Yeah, with CMC. Double tapped KC running backs. That's
wow.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. And then did he land the plane at wide receiver?
Yeah, kind of.
Stacked the KC stuff. Kirk undervalued and Drake London undervalued by both of the ranking systems I was looking at compared to ADP. Kincaid, Stack. You know what this team was begging for? Justin Shorter.
Yeah.
Absolutely begging for him.
Yeah. That's we sniped him.
We absolutely.
He was pissed. Sorry, Overdog. But like
we didn't even take him. We didn't even take him. We just queued him.
That's actually like really well done. For what were his tight ends?
That's a fun build.
Kincaid and who?
Waller.
Kincaid and Waller?
Yeah.
Damn. That's a really good team. Shit.
Yeah, double week 13 buys, so he's extra unique there.
Wow. I did not think yeah, okay, cool. Well done.
It's kind of interesting just to think about I don't know, these contests in general. Like there's a lot of really fun galaxy brain constructions you can find yourself toward, get at there. That is that's an interesting team there. Okay, let's recap ours. You got to rank this one for me.
All right, let's go.
The classic 3-5-7-3 because of my deficiencies in understanding how bye weeks work. Dak Prescott, CJ Stroud, Brock Purdy, not the prettiest quarterback room ever, but maybe. Austin Eckler, Jahmyr Gibbs, Javonte Williams, Jamal Williams, Devin Singletary, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Amari Cooper, Tyler Lockett, Rashad Bateman, Tyler Boyd, Nico Collins, John Mechie, and then some luxury picks at tight end after George Kittle, and then the double stack of Ferguson and Luke. Always want to say Schumacher, like the racer.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. What do you think, Nez? Did we land the plane? Did we do okay?
So quarterback room, I'm going to give a 5 out of 10. The quarterback room is gross, but Dak has upside. Stroud low-key has upside. Purdy is Purdy. The running back room, I'm going to give the running back room I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. I love Austin Eckler. Jahmyr Gibbs has huge upside. Javonte Williams, I love the risk, and I love what he can potentially bring. And I like Jamal Williams brought in there. I'm going to give that a 10. I think that's a great running back room. Wide receivers, I'm going to give an 8 out of 10. I really like what we did there. I think the profiles there are they feel risky and they feel kind of like uncertain, but I think if we get this team into the playoffs, there's a lot of nice spike weeks in there. And tight end, I'm going to give tight end 7 out of 10. It's weird, but like I like what we did.
6.5 of that is George Kittle.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's spike weeks, but we also potentially got some unique correlation because I don't think those tight ends are taken very much for Dallas. And hey, if they're the last 2 picks, like who gives a shit? Just stack them up. I'm going to give this team 7 out of 10. It's live.
It's live. All right. That's all we need is it's live. Okay, Joka, just because you won the MLB stuff the other day, we will throw you a bone.
He wants a roast. I'm a roast. We're saucing him. All
right. Sauce him up. 2583 broke off Henry. Oh, geez.
Way to go out on a limb on that construction, dude. 2583. Whoa. Groundbreaking stuff, man. Did you ever read the Best Ball Manifesto by Mike Leone? I think you'd really like it.
This is the oldest everyone's falling off a cliff running back room I've ever seen, where we're buying into the hype of last year, and just this is the equivalent of box score watching at the running back position. They go, hey, which old guys did well last year? Okay, yeah. Who did we like last year? Okay, let's just take them again.
I've never seen 5 falling knives caught at once. That's really impressive, dude. That's yeah, something else.
Like this.
Got him. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Henry Jacobs, Montgomery, Gibson, Jeff Wilson. All right.
Jamar Chase, yeah, he's sharing a wide receiver room with Higgins. That's pretty interesting. DJ Moore is going to the lowest passing volume in the league. Congrats on that. Total bust.
Not sure you heard.
George Pickens, Kenny Pickett's his quarterback, most overrated sophomore in the draft. Total bust. Gabe Davis, already busted. I mean, hey, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Jameson Williams.
A mistake made more than once is a decision, Joka.
You might want to sit down for this. Jameson Williams isn't playing for half the season. KJ Osborne, I don't know if you've ever heard of Jordan Addison, but you should get familiar. Josh Downs, he's got Derrick Henry as his quarterback. Good luck. Darius Slayton, Darren Waller's in town. Slayton's irrelevant. Sorry, dude.
He's got ends. Derrick Henry as his quarterback was legit.
Dalton Schultz, that's your best pick, is Dalton Schultz at tight end, because he's got an elite quarterback. And don't you wish you could have stacked up Dalton Schultz? But did some other team in the draft take Bryce or take CJ Stroud 30 picks ahead of ADP? I'm not sure what happened there. Who else is his tight end?
Irv Smith, and who has the same bye week, so he panicked and then took Michael Mayer in the last round.
Oh, nope. No points in week 13 or whatever that is. That's a bad call. Irv Smith's also going to hit the IR by preseason. Who's his other tight end?
Michael Mayer.
Bro, literally, rookie tight ends don't do anything in the NFL.
Yeah, and he's literally named after a scary movie Halloween character. There's a 0% chance he could succeed.
Yikes, Nick! Don't tell anybody you're a fan of our show.
4 out of 10 from me.
That's Joka. Sorry, not Nick. I'm roasting Nick here. Joka. Sorry. You guys are both good, so I kind of ship you guys together. So that was fun. I don't normally roast. That was fun. I might have to be an asshole more often.
Yeah, you got to sauce some more teams. That was good. All right, fun show, buddy. Grown ass man draft. Probably should have recapped there. The grown ass man draft was a lot of fun there. I think I got you though. I think I got you when you took Drake London in the 3rd round, and then Noah Fant and Chig later. I think I got you. I think I got you with some Mandrews, some AJ Dillon, and a dude who got shot late. Yeah. So I think I might have the crown.
It's over. It's over.
But don't worry. We both lost the puppy together, just the way we lost the dance.
Put a name on that one. That's a unique one. Don't forget about that one.
This is a good line. Herb Smith 15 5 weeks. Don't even worry about it.
That's great.
All right, boys. Everybody have a good weekend. Get some more drafts in. Estimations on when the puppy will fill We have, I'll pull it up real quick here. 225K entries, 1 million guaranteed. It is already 10% full in less than 24 hours, just about 24 hours. I think it was 9 a.m. Pacific yesterday. So 24 hours, 10% full would put us at a pace for 10 days, but they always fill fast at the beginning. How long do you think, Nez, until the puppy 2 fills?
I think we're going to see a lot of volume this weekend. Mm-hmm. I would be surprised if it makes it to next Saturday.
Wow. Okay.
Say 12:01 a.m. Eastern time Saturday is the before or after.
So that's basically 9.5 days of open drafting window.
Yeah.
Today's Friday. I'll take the over. I will take the over, but I'll take the over on 9.5, and I'll take the under on 13.
Okay.
All right. Something like that.
Definitely before 13 days. Definitely before 13 days.
All right. Appreciate everybody hanging out. That was a fun show. Yeah, Chip's my Monday.
Chip has anything to say about it,
man. Yeah, what they give you 1,200 entries there, bud. How's it gonna feel before? I love that. Yes, Carlos, thank you. Do us a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification, that follow, all that stuff. I know all of you are playing on Underdog Fantasy, but for anyone who stumbles upon this video who is not, use promo code MLB at sign up for a 100% match deposit up to 100 USD. Underdog, I said yesterday, they sat me down in the boardroom. I had the suit and tie up, and they said, we're not going to make it. We are not going to make it if you guys do not get to 1,000 subs before football season. And I was like, man, we are already in the thick of football season and we can't pull 1,000 subs. Help us get the Neumy tilt emojis so we can spam the shit out of the chat when Neumy tilts over under 2.5 times the
show. Come on, think about the possibilities, guys. Come on.
Think about how many Neumy tilt emojis we could have put when I took 30 picks above ADP double bye week quarterbacks.
Oh my God.
It would have been a beautiful sight.
Oh, just think about what we could have had.
Oh man, it actually pains my heart that we couldn't have had that.
I know.
Anyways, best of weekend to everybody out there. Enjoy the NBA Finals. Enjoy drafting the puppy and some BBM. Get that cardio club stuff in. We got about 2 weeks left of cardio club. I still haven't started because I'm in bulk season, but I am coming through. I am coming through soon with the cardio stuff. Anything parting words, Nez?
No, I will be in the baseball streets as always. So if you want to draft some cycles, draft some Friday, whatever the hell they call the Friday contest, Friday fastball, I'll be in there. Come say hi. I got a big contest today. Love it. Best of luck to everybody playing the baseball streets this fine day and this weekend. On behalf of Nez and myself, we are the Badge Bros, presented by Underdog Fantasy. Can we say that? That sounds cool. All right. I don't know. On behalf of us, everybody's favorite time of the show, the end. Peace.